This is a tutorial for Unreal Editor 2 for the original Unreal Tournament Game of the Year edition. In this video, we will cover PathNodes. Let's start with the same map that I used in my previous video. This is a builder room. As you can see, I've added some new items to this map. This is called a PathNode, and you will need to do this for your map whenever you decide to release your map to the public. These PathNodes will allow the bots to work so that an individual can play Unreal Tournament with your map with bot support, and it's very easy to do. First, you come up here to the actor browser. You go to navigation point, PathNode, and simply right-click on the ground and add a PathNode, and that's it. You need to put these throughout your map so that the bot can calculate the optimum paths to get all the pickups and to reach all the areas of your map. So you don't have to do a lot of them, and as I will show you here from the top view, I have one here, one there, and that's already 640 units apart. So you can be very sparing with your PathNodes. The second rule is that you want them to be within line of sight of the pickup. So in this case here, I have a rocket launcher. So I want this PathNode to be in direct line of sight with it, as well as with the ammo that's on the other side. And then I did the same thing over here, adding a PathNode here, and the invisibility in a direct line of sight. So you want to cover your whole map with these PathNodes, and you want to make sure, let me just click on one of these, you want to make sure that the PathNode is about, I would say, 32 units off the ground. So here I can probably just bring this down a little bit just to show you, but around there is good. You don't want it too close to the floor, and you don't want it too high up either. Now, the next thing is, let's say you have stairs in your map. You need to have one PathNode at the bottom of the stairs, and then either a PathNode or a GOTY at the top of the stairs. And you'll notice too that this is about 32 units off the ground, and this one might be a little bit close, but click on that. Yeah, it's okay. It's 16 units. I can just lift it up a little bit more. And there you go. So those are for basic PathNodes. And the next thing you want to do is, if you have any lifts, like we built in a previous tutorial, you will need to add a couple of extra items. You'll need to add at least two lift exits and one LiftCenter. So you come into the actor browser. Under navigation point, there's your lift exit, and there's your LiftCenter. So you need to add the LiftCenter right on top of the mover. So this is where the bot will stand when they're on the lift. This is called a LiftCenter. Click on the properties, go to LiftCenter, and in the lift tag, put a unique tag in there, no spaces. So in this case, I use the word banana. Next, you have the lift exit, which is here. If I click on the properties, you go to lift exit, lift tag, and again, type in banana. Third one, you have to right click on the mover, properties, events, and in the tag, banana again. Now, when the mover comes up, you want the bot to exit the lift. So there's your other lift exit, properties, lift exit, lift tag, banana. So all of those four parts have to have the same tag, banana. So the lift exit, the LiftCenter, this mover, and this lift exit. Now, a bot is not going to take an elevator just for fun, So you need to have something to entice it, and that's why I put the shield belt up here. So for sure, the bot's going to be motivated to take this path to get up there, to get the shield belt. Finally, I want to talk a little bit about the player starts. I've only got one right now because I'm just building my map. But when you release this map to the public, you should have, I recommend minimum 16 player starts, because you never know what server might be hosting your map, how many players might be joining. I think 16 is the bare minimum. So for now, I'm only going to have one of these, but when you release your map, put 16 of them all around the map, and then cover the rest of the area with PathNodes, and then of course some goodies which will motivate your bot to go circulate through the map. So before we test out the bots and talk a little bit about bot psychology, I need to show you how to save your map. So you come up here, File, Save As, and then here you need to have, let's say it's a deathmatch map, you need to have DM as your first two letters. Otherwise you won't see this map in your menu. So DM and then a dash and then whatever name you want to give it. Now I put 001 so that when I get into the game, it's going to be the very first map that I see. So I do 001 and then my test or whatever your name is, and then you're going to click on save. So before we do that, now that you know how to save your map, you have to come up here to this button, which is build everything. So everything is built, and then in this top view window, right here in the gray bar, you want to right click, view, show paths. And now all of a sudden you will see these nice lines connecting all of the apples that I put. And I want to show you something else too. When the line is blue, then you've done a good job. That means that there's no issues for the bot to figure out where to go. And as you can see here, because you have a direct line of sight from the invisibility to the path node, that means the bot will have no problems getting that pickup. And if you go all the way along here to the lift, same deal. A nice blue line to the lift exit, then another line to the lift center, and then another line to the lift exit, which is at the top of the building, to the shield belt. Everything is good. The bot's going to have no problems getting any of these, and same thing with the damage amplifier that I put at the top of the stairs. The last thing I want to show you before we try this map is a jump spot. So let's say you have a goodie at the top of this building, which is the big keg of health, and you want the bot to get that. You will need to teach the bot to jump from here up to here to get that. And how you do that is with a jump spot. So you go back to the actor browser, navigation point, and in the lift center, that's where you'll find the jump spot. So think of the jump spot as a close relative of the lift center with a little bit different property. And again, you will need two lift exits. One here, you go into the tag, it's pineapple this time. You come up here, you take your jump spot, again, to the lift center, and the lift tag, pineapple, and then finally the lift exit, lift tag, pineapple. So you have those three pieces. That's the bare minimum that you need. And the final thing is, I didn't put any jump boots in the map, so you want the bot to use the impact hammer to do an impact hammer jump. So you go back to your jump spot, click on the jump spot, and here where it says B impact jump, you set that equal to true. And that's it. So now, even though there are no jump boots, the bot will stand here and use the impact hammer and jump all the way up and grab that. So I think we're ready to go. So what you're going to do is make sure you do a build all, save your map, Exit the editor. Now, part 2, you're going to run Unreal Tournament. You have to go to Options, Player Setup, and right here, you have to play as a spectator. Okay, you have to check that. Then you can close. Now you can start a practice session with your map. Choose only one bot, because you only have one player start. So one bot, here's your map, and start. So you can see that the bot is calculating the optimum path to get all of the goodies. And it will know when the items respawn, and it'll go back to those spots to pick them up. So this bot will always circulate the map, going for the invisibility, going for the shield belt, the damage amplifier, and it'll always prioritize weapons over the ammo, meaning it'll go for the rocket launcher first, and then go for the rocket packs. And then it'll circle around the map, waiting for things to respawn, and then pick them up again. So while you're in spectator mode, just run it with one bot and see how the bot behaves, and make sure that the bot is going to all the parts of your map. And if for some reason the bot is avoiding some parts, then you need to tweak. You need to either put some more goodies to entice them, or check your PathNodes to make sure all the lines are blue, and so on and so forth. So it's kind of an interesting look into bot psychology, as I call it, and it'll also help you to make a better map, because you really want the bots to have the best advantage when they play against you. Now the next thing I want to show you, going back to the map, is that you're going to be doing a lot of experimentation, and therefore you're going to be adjusting these PathNodes and adjusting pickups and stuff. And so what you want to do periodically is clean up all of the sort of the residual, what we call reach specs, that accumulate every time you build these paths. So you come down here to the command line and you type in paths undefined, and you hit enter. And what that'll do when you look at this log file is you'll see it'll clear out. It's going to clear out everything, 114 old reach specs. So periodically you need to clear those out and then do a fresh build, and this way you'll optimize that part of the map as well. So I will post in the bottom in the description a link to a website where you can read all about bots, but I strongly recommend that you do at least 16 player starts, and that you put PathNodes throughout your map, and that you play test in spectator mode before releasing the map to the public.